Did Meghan Markle get booed at a bookstore? One would think that attending a small intimate event at a local bookstore would be a relaxed and wholesome occasion. But when Meghan's involved, nothing is ever simple or subtle. According to Angela Levin, during her interview with Dan Wootton on Dan Wootton Outspoken, Meghan was booed and heckled at Godmother's bookstore event. And as always, Meghan somehow managed to turn what could have been a pleasant literary affair into a publicity disaster. So what exactly happened? Well, Meghan probably imagined herself strolling into the bookstore, greeted by an adoring crowd eager to bask in her presence. Maybe she thought the locals would appreciate her support for the literary scene, except there was one tiny issue. No one seemed thrilled about her appearance. According to sources, the crowd's reaction was anything but positive. Boos and heckles rolled in as she tried to make a grand entrance. Now, for most people, this would have been a humbling experience, but for Meghan, she's probably used to hearing boos by now. It's practically background noise for her at this point. It turns out that Meghan's involvement wasn't as spontaneous as it seemed. Her agent's part owner of the bookstore, which makes the whole ordeal scream free publicity. She probably thought this event would be the perfect chance to shine and showcase a charitable side, but things didn't go according to plan. The group wasn't there for her. In fact, most attendees were eagerly waiting for Oprah Winfrey to make an appearance. Ever the opportunist, Meghan grabbed a microphone and launched into a speech about how bookstores have inspired her. Predictably, it was all about herself. The audience, however, weren't impressed, and the boos continued. Maybe it was because people still remember her infamous tell-all interview with Oprah, which aired during the final days of Prince Philip's life. Unfortunately for her, Oprah's late arrival wasn't part of a grand plan, and here's where things get interesting. Meghan apparently thought she was the star attraction. She assumed the event would revolve around her, as it often does. But when Oprah showed up, fashionably late, things took a turn. Picture it. Meghan, mid-speech, Oprah walks in, and suddenly Meghan looks completely flustered, fumbling for words like a deer caught in the headlights. The nerve of someone being more important than her. But the drama didn't stop there. In what can only be described as a delusional move, Meghan suggested that she interview Oprah. Meghan, who isn't exactly known for a journalistic prowess, thought she could interview Oprah, the queen of talk shows. Oprah, who's interviewed the likes of Michael Jackson, would now be subject to Meghan's questioning. Naturally, tensions rose behind the scenes as this idea was quickly shut down. Oprah isn't the type to be interviewed unless it's meticulously planned and scripted, something Meghan should have known. As the audience waited for some resolution, the boos only got louder. Some suggested the crowd's disdain was directed solely at Meghan. In true diva fashion, when it became clear that a moment to shine was slipping away, Meghan decided to cut her losses and leave. But not before coming up with a convenient excuse. She had to rush home to look after her children. You know, the children that no one ever seems to see. The whole affair came to an awkward end, with Meghan slinking away before the event concluded. What was meant to be a light-hearted bookstore appearance turned into yet another PR disaster for the Duchess. It seems no matter where she goes or what she does, Meghan always manages to make everything about herself, and this time the crowd was having none of it.